Hey traders, John Howell here. So today we're getting a bit of weakness in the markets today, and I want you to stay calm with what is happening right now in these markets, because you could be missing out on one of the greatest opportunities you've seen this year. My whole thing about this is I still see the S&P 500 getting to 7,000 by the end of this year. Now, by the end of this year, when that happens, that's my target for the end of the year. Now, that's me putting my neck on the line, right? So I'm putting my neck on the line, saying this is what I believe about where I see the S&P 500. I'd like to hear your comments. Leave a comment below and let me know where you think that we will eventually end up on the S&P 500, which is this one right here. Once again, I truly believe by the end of this year, we're about to see a really nice hold here, even when we're getting this little downward movement right now out of the markets, and we're getting this little downward movement here. I still see that this is going to be just a downward and then up to 7,000 by the end of this year. I actually see a really nice rebound coming really soon. I do see we're going to be a lot higher in the markets by the end of April than where we are today. That's my short-term analysis. My overall analysis is I have a 7,000 target. I'm not going to get into details about how I went through it and so on and so forth, because this is an update on the markets. But that's what I'm seeing from there. If you disagree with me, where do you think we are going on the S&P 500? That's me putting my projection out there. And the beauty thing about these markets, right, we can have our own opinions, right? So my opinion and my analysis says we're going to see a 7,000 plus by the end of this year. So please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about these markets. Now, let's go have a look through here. So the stock market today had another down day today, okay? Another down day today. One thing that is really important to understand about these markets is moves and false breakout moves. I talked about this in one of my recent videos, and there is an analysis here. There is what's called false breakout moves. And you see this time and time again. A false breakout move tends to happen when we don't have a big pullback, right? So what do I mean by that? If the market goes up a lot through here and we have just like that, and then we get going again, this here, generally speaking, is not enough sort of refueling sideways before we get going again, right? So on the downside here, what we're seeing here is this. We're seeing down, and we've only had a little pullback, and now we're going down again. Generally speaking, this is not enough of a pullback, a sideways movement, to go for another big move. So I'm calling false breakdown coming. So in my last video, I talked about two scenarios that I see. Scenario number one is we hold, and we see V bottom action coming. That's not happening right now, okay? We're not getting V bottom. We got a little bounce and we're getting a drop through here. I am also seeing that by looking at this market here, if we do start to get a little bit more downside here, which we're probably going to next week, guess what comes with that? If we do start to get this whole, what's that, 5,400 to this level all through here. Guess what comes with that? This here now would just be coming down to here, right here, coming down to here, and then we're probably likely to see the nice move to come. So I see April being very bullish. We're finishing off the last 3 months of this freak out short-term downward movement. I still am, again guys, this is just my personal opinion, right? It doesn't mean I'm wrong, doesn't mean I'm right, doesn't mean you're wrong, doesn't mean you're right, right? This is what the market's about, right? So let's just be humble around here. I'm having my projections here. And one thing I want you to do, right, is again, please let me know where you think the S&P is going, because I see the 7,000 eventually coming. Looking at the NASDAQ as well too. NASDAQ, the same situation. If we do, which we probably will get a bit more follow through next week, we haven't done enough pullback. Whenever I see false breakout moves happen, is when we have a big move up, we have a little sideways, we get the go again, and then it reverses like that. The flip side is also true in the markets, right? So the flip side is also true in the markets where we have this down leg through here, we have this sideways, go through there, and then it does something like that on you and ripped your face off there. Ripped your face off. So don't be surprised, guys, if we're getting towards the end of this, what's called, the end of this move down the bottom here. This whole area through here, it still is an amazing opportunity to be long, amazing buying opportunity right now. Now, for me personally, I'm not long the stock market, but I'm long a individual stock right now. And I do see over the next couple of months when things really pick up. I do see that April is going to be a really good bullish month, and we're going to finish, and then we're going to see a really good follow through for the next 2-3 months from there. That's what I see happening from there. Let's look at the Dow Jones. Dow Jones, same situation here, right, guys? Same situation. What do we see through here, right? We have this nice downward leg through here. We have, right? We have a move up through here, and then we get a move down from here. So as you can see, we're not really getting there's not a lot of what's called a pullback from here. Whenever we get these small pullbacks, they tend to be not that good. So even if we do get a little bit more downside that comes through here, this whole area through here, guys, guess what happens? Look at all this support level. Guess what's going to happen? Ricochet rabbit to the upside, and then we're probably likely to get a ripper. All right, an absolute ripper. Now, there is one stock, guys, I want you to keep an eye on that I think could be good for you guys that like to do your intraday trading, and that is Apple. Why am I looking at Apple? All right, let's check this out here. Let's have a bit of fun here, shall we? So, Apple to me is still in a very strong bullish environment through here with Apple, right? Very strong bullish environment. Starts in the bottom left and ends in the top right. That's called a uptrend. Cool. Class is over. See you tomorrow. I'm joking. Now, let's dive a bit deeper here, okay? We really haven't been doing much on the daily charts as well. We've just pretty much been going sideways from here, right? So we really haven't been doing much. But this is where it gets really cool. I like to see... Let me show you this here, okay? So if I bring this chart up here for a minute, and this is my daily charts, but now I'm going to go to my hourly charts. This is where it gets really cool. So my hourly chart is this. First, I see this whole area through here. See that area through there? Look at all that area through there, right? What are we getting? We're getting what? A whole bunch of support, and then a whole bunch of resistance, right? Now we're getting this move down. But what is happening through here? What is happening? Well, first we had what? We had this low point, and we've had a rally up. We've had a come down. If for some reason, right? And man, my nose is going crazy right now ever since I clicked the record button. Anyway, if for some reason that the Apple does hold here and we start to get this type of action and a big strong breakout bar like that, there's a high probability this whole thing here was one big false breakout move, and then we're probably going to see a really nice move to the upside. If this, I went to do something like that. If this does happen through there, then we're probably likely to see the same situation happening on the stock market as well too. So that's one stock, guys. If you guys like to do your intraday trading, look at that through there. Anyway, so if you guys like to do your intraday trading, then there could be something really nice setting up here. All right. So as you can see, I'm just actually looking back here. Notice how, see the moving average coming up, and we've got a nice up and then down. See here, see up, sideways up, and then we have this big move up. We could be getting that. All right. So keep an eye on this here, as we could be getting a really nice move to that. That's a bit of a gift for you guys, okay? I personally don't do intraday trading, guys. I personally think that when it comes down to your trading approach, I believe day trading is the worst way for the average trader to get ahead in the markets. The worst way. And especially if you are day trading to make an income every day, you are going to get destroyed. Day trading is the most hardest, difficult thing on the planet when it comes to trading the markets, especially if you don't have any experience in the markets. And especially if you're now trying to make money every single day, I guarantee you are blowing yourselves out of the markets. Day trading is the hardest form of trading on the planet. You take a lot of trades, you make a lot of mistakes, you end up losing a lot of money. I personally have experienced day trading. I personally believe that the best form of trading for the average person to get ahead is looking at what's called swing trading, which simply means you're looking to get in and you're looking to hold instead of looking for intraday trading, small profit, small profit, small profit, small profit. What I like to do is I like to get really good, powerful setups that I can hold for 2, 3, 4 weeks. And that 2, 3, 4 week trade could equal probably 40 or 50 really good trades on a short-term time frame. You see the difference of thinking there. One, the day trading, you're probably going to lose a lot of money because it's just the way that it goes. Day trading is the hardest thing to do on the planet when it comes to trading. Right? So you're going to go down there and you're going to be stressed and you're going to be spending a lot of time on there. Fast forward now, and by the way, guys, when it comes to day trading, millions are going to get destroyed in these markets. And it's already happening right now. So then on the flip side, the swing trading, what do? I personally look at the markets half an hour per day. That's all I do. I look at the markets half an hour per day. I manage the positions I'm in. And then I look for new positions. And when there are no trades, I step back and I take no trades. And then I wait and I wait and I wait for the really good setups to come around. I get in, and instead of me spending 10 hours a day, 5 hours a day, 4 hours a day, looking at the 1 minute charts, 2 minute charts, 5 minute charts, and frying your brain, getting you exhausted, tired, fighting with your wife, not spending time with your wife, and then everything else goes out of the water, right? Your health goes down, your family life goes down, you're not spending time on yourself physically in the gym, mentally, meditation, stuff like that, and everything comes crashing down. You don't do well with your trading and everything is an absolute disaster. The way that I recommend people trading is the way that I trade is look at it a half an hour a day. Have some really good quality setups. And if you do need help with this, guys, of this approach of exactly what is a good trading setup and so on and so forth, then go to getjohntop.com, that's second in the description. Click on that there, guys. Go fill out the application form and you and I will have a good chat on the phone. So looking at the markets here, guys, I truly believe, and as you can tell, right, like what's going to help you do really, really well? Identifying a one trade that you can hold for 2, 3, 4 weeks, look at the market half an hour a day and to manage it, potentially jump on a really big profit on one trade or trying to trade 50 trades and make a small profit. What's going to be less stressful? You get the point, right? I promise you, my profits have gone up tenfold by looking at the markets half an hour a day, but by trying to capitalize on big profits, not a lot of trades. So you're trying to make a profit every single day because you're trying to make money every day. I'm happy to sit on the sidelines and not take a trade for a month, but then that one really good trade could make what you normally make, in one really good trade. So that's what I'm looking at from there, guys, when it comes down to all of this here. Let's go look at the good old silver market from here. Or this is the silver market here. Silver market's right at this, squeezing up this level here, right? So we're definitely still in a nice upward trend. Pretty much nothing going on there with the silver market. And then also the gold market has continued to go up here, guys. I'm telling you right now, guys. Right, I'm telling you right now. And one of the things that, from me personally is no one knows definitely what's going to happen. Gold can continue to go up to 3,100, 3,200, 3,000. It can do that, right? No one definitely knows what's going to happen. But what you want to do is you want to give yourselves, when you look at the probability of scales of these markets, there's probably a 20% chance of that happening and 80% chance of it not happening, right? So the last thing you want to be doing is trying to trade based off that 20%, right? So all I say is that don't be a lover of any market. crypto market, oil market, because there's so many opportunities out there. There's opportunities right now when it comes to USO, right? And I've talked about this before in the past. It's just taking time to set up. There's opportunities right now in the stock market. There's opportunities right now in individual stocks right now that are going to pay big times, going to pay dividend big times, but you do need to be patient, right? If you're trying to get in and get out and day trade and run around like a madman, you are going to get destroyed in this market. One, I guarantee you're getting destroyed right now in this market. But secondly, you're missing the big picture. And after this little shake and bake happens, you watch. By the end of April, we're going to be much, 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 much higher. All these stocks are going to be screaming up. And the bottom line is this fear and greed index, which I've shown in the past. As you can see, this fear and greed index here, which is at extreme fear. Guess what's coming, guys? Guess what's coming? Extreme fear. Where we were up here, now we're coming back down to here. We're getting back down to here. Guess what's coming, right? Very, 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 very soon, we're about to see this thing start to rise back up again, because that's what it does every time we get below here. And every time it does that, guess what happens to the stock market? Up, 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 and away we go.